And it's time for You Are What You Eat, and according to a study recently published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, a soy estrogen may prove to be helpful in building bone density in some postmenopausal women. Joining us with the details this morning is Mark Mincolla, PhD, a natural health care practitioner from Cohasset. Hi, Mark.
Good morning, Leslie.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
What's the overview of the study?
Well, the study really, I think, shows us two things, Leslie. Number one, it does seem to indicate that these soy estrogens do have the capability of helping us to build bone density. Second thing is it seems to do so without incurring any kind of uterine cancer risks, which is pretty unusual when we're talking about an estrogen.
All right, how were the studies conducted?
These studies come to us from 3 Italian medical universities, and they broke women down, about 400 women who were postmenopausal with osteopenia, into 2 groups. And group 1, basically like group 2, both groups received vitamin D3 and calcium. The difference here is only one group received these soy estrogens called genistein. The other group actually received a placebo. And they were given extensive evaluations with ultrasounds and bone density markers, etc., over a 2-year period. And at the end of this 2-year period, they found it was very clearly established that the soy estrogen groups really did seem to build bone density, and the placebo group actually had the reverse effect. They lost bone density.
So is there a suggestion here that women who have high soy diets would have the same or would see some of the same results?
Right. Listen, I think the key really here is to keep in mind that these folks actually received a supplement, a concentrated 54 milligram supplement. Pretty difficult to get that through just food, although that doesn't suggest that they shouldn't increase their soy. I think they should increase their soy for these and many other good reasons. And they might even sort of research and talk to their healthcare professionals about the prospect of using some of these soy estrogens. Many people are doing that these days.
All right, Mark, and is there a downside of soy estrogens?
No, there really isn't. There's 2 kinds of estrogens. There's a 1.6 and there's a 2.0 alpha-hydroxyestrone. And all the research thus far seems to indicate that these 2.0s from vegetable sources, not animal sources, seem to be really safe to work with. If folks want to learn more about this particular study, Leslie, they could check out our website at www.maxhealing.com.
All right, Mark, thanks. And some more soy news in next week's segment. We'll talk about soy intake and how it's associated with the reduced risk of prostate cancer. That is next Wednesday.
Brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare.
More now on cancer and diet. In today's You Are What You Eat, soy intake may be associated with the reduced risk of prostate cancer. Joining us with the details is Mark Mincolla, PhD, a natural health care practitioner from Cohasset. Hi, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Leslie.
So tell us what happened in this study.
It's a Japanese study, and it basically measured the sort of anti-cancer mechanism of an antioxidant in soy called isoflavones.
All right, and what did they find out?
Well, this is a small population study. It's one of many, actually, but in this particular study, there were 200 men that were reviewed. They were given extensive questionnaires regarding the 5-year period leading up to their diagnosis. And they found that those men who had the highest amount of soy in the diet versus the lowest had a 42% reduced risk factor.
And where do you find the soy isoflavones?
Well, these isoflavones are very powerful antioxidants. There's 2 in particular. One is called genistein and the other one is called diadzine. But in all soy products, these antioxidants are present. And again, many of these similar studies in this area point to the fact that these very powerful antioxidants seem to have, in many cases, these anti-cancer properties.
Were they able to figure out just how much exactly the soy intake was for these test subjects? Yeah,
in these subjects it was approximately 40 milligrams, and I guess basically that's no more than what you might consider an average serving of soy once per day, maybe a 4 or 5 ounce serving of soy protein once per day. And again, it's a common amount of soy used. It doesn't require a high amount, but I think the key here is in this